am I charged
up till
with?
now. Well, what do you think? Okay, felony murder.
That's what I'm charged with?
Yes.
No!
Yeah.
What? I didn't know. Please, no.
Now, what to charge?
I'm charged with murder?
Yes.
When an addict named Stacy was brought in for questioning, the police were still unsure who the killer was. Stacy claimed that she heard a gunshot, so she ran to help the victim, but she was already too late.
Well, like I told you the last time I saw you, there's some things that came up in the case. People were saying some stuff that we need to talk about.
I lost my phone, so I don't have a phone again, so.
So, just to kind of recap everything, you remember the morning that Phil was murdered, all right? You came in and you told a lot of lies and stuff like that, all right? And really misled how the case got started off, stuff like that. So that's why I brought you back in. We were able to settle some stuff out, you know.
I was up that morning, you know, and I wasn't gonna lie to you. I didn't even know who he was until I came to, you know what I mean? So.
You know, I talked to you and you talked about you only went there to help Phil. You know,
Yes.
you heard a gunshot. Do you remember that morning vividly?
Some of it, I do.
Okay.
I remember we was sitting in the car, me, Tyler, and Brandon out front of my grandpa's house, and Brandon got out, said he would be right back. He was going down the street to grab something. I thought he was going to get some more crack because he had ran out. Well, that's when we heard a big boom, like, because he was gone for a minute. And that's when we went around there. I went around the corner and I seen Phil's door cracked about like that. So I ran up to Phil's door and that's when I seen Phil laying there. So I leaned over top of him to check and see if there was pulse and there wasn't nothing. That's when I ran back out, ran over to my dad's, told him to call the law. And I sat there and waited on you guys to get there. And that's when Brandon took off in my car.
Just in case you didn't get all that, Stacy claimed that she was in her car with some friends when one of the friends named Brandon went into the home of a man named Phil to purchase some more crack cocaine. Stacy says she heard a shot, and when she went to check on Phil, Brandon stole her vehicle and drove away.
You heard the boom, and then what happened?
And then Brandon came running back to my car, and I was like, "Did you hear that?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, what was it?" And he was like, "I didn't mean to do it." But he tried to take the gun, and it went off or something. And that's when I told you I spun my car around in a circle and went down there.
You didn't see a gun on Brandon at that point?
No, not at that point, but I told you, like, we seen a gun, like, even my friend Sunshine seen Brandon with a gun. We all seen him with the gun with the big ass clip. Like, he always carried it. Always.
So, you know, you go back, you check him, or whatever, and you wait on the police.
Yeah.
Nothing else happened?
No, I waited on you guys to get there. I sat there and waited. You can't see any of them. I sat there and waited on you guys to get there. I didn't have anything to hide, you know. It was my cousin at that point in time. I didn't feel no emotion because I was just so up, you know what I'm saying?
When the police arrived on scene, Stacy had almost $300 in her possession. A DNA test was done on the inside of the victim's pocket, and it came back that Stacy's DNA was found around the bottom of the pocket.
So how was it that you came up with his money?
Well, Brandon gave it to me. I told you that.
When was that?
When he got back in the car. He put all the money down, he put all the money down in the seat, and he was like, "Here, put this up, Stacy." I was just like, you know, I just shut it in. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, that if it was his money for the car, I didn't even know Phil's money. I didn't even know that it had anything to do with Phil. I didn't have anything to do with it either. We was just sitting out front of my grandparents' house. Like I told you, I ain't got nothing to hide.
Well,
nothing.
you do have something to hide, and the facts came back. Okay, the lab. You remember when I told you that we cut out the inside of all Phil's pockets?
Yes.
Why do you think I got you down here today?
I told you I leaned over him, and when I leaned over him, I probably did touch him. But when I leaned, because it was
not on the inside of the pocket.
His pocket was out. Phil's pocket was already out.
Just the one?
I'm not sure, but I know that his pocket was out because I really didn't.
Did you ever roll Phil over?
No, I never rolled Phil over. I never touched him. I never rolled Phil over.
Well, the problem is your DNA is in his back wallet pocket. Inside his back wallet pocket.
Well, I don't understand how that is. I don't.
DNA doesn't lie.
All right.
People do.
Stacy,
Yes.
just tell the truth, okay? You're digging yourself into a deeper hole, okay?
But I didn't roll him over though.
Well, but here's the thing. He just explained to you what he has, all right?
Yes.
The minute he started talking about that, I've been watching you, your demeanor. You went from here to there, to back down when he asked you about that question.
Mhm.
You know as well as I do that you reached in there and you took it. Now, if you were high, whatever the case
I
may
didn't
be,
reach in there and take any
well
money.
then
The
what's
money
your
was
what's your
already
what's your
gone.
DNA doing in there? Here's the time for you to be honest. Okay?
Because I don't remember because Phil was laying side, like that. I don't know if when I leaned over Phil, he was kind of sideways anyway. Phil was.
Hang on a second. Here you go around. You're heading down the same path of lies.
I'm not
when,
lying.
listen, when somebody knows, listen, you found your cousin dead.
Yes.
That's a traumatic experience for the human brain. Okay? With that, several weeks and months have gone past. Okay? Our brain starts to put those puzzle pieces back together. You may not realize the week after, 2 weeks after, and stuff like that. But I can tell you, in a traumatic experience like that, your brain's got it back together by now. You should remember these things vividly.
Here's the thing, Stacy. You said it yourself. You were on dope. You were a mess. What's every drug addict's main goal when they're using dope? What's the main objective each day?
The next day.
Okay. So if you're, we understand, we're not here to criticize you or blame you for that. We deal with people that are hooked on, it's awful what happens to people. We understand that. That's the majority of our business, okay? You're a good gal. You've never caused me a bit of problems, okay? But you know as well as I do, when you're on dope, regardless of what happens, if there's an opportunity to get something from somebody, regardless, a dope addict's gonna do it.
I didn't take his money though.
So why is your DNA in his pocket?
Brandon already had his money
Why is your DNA in his pocket?
because I was checking Phil.
You don't check his back pocket.
But I did not touch his back pocket. I did not.
You did. You did do that. Your DNA's there. There's no way for
Just so
your
you
DNA
don't
to
think
get
I'm
there.
lying.
There's no way for your DNA to get there.
I'm going to jail. Ain't I?
I don't know. But it doesn't, these circumstances don't look good for you right now. My point is this, you have an opportunity in front of us and anybody else that might see this, which they're going to clean yourself up here, okay? And be honest. To this point, you've been honest about some things, but not everything. You know that, and I know that.
And I know I'm going to jail, aren't I?
I don't know for sure. I don't know. It's not my case.
I can't go to jail. My mom is sick. Please.
That's out of my control. I don't know what's going to happen there. Here's your chance. You've been given opportunity after opportunity. Has he
I
been?
didn't say
Has he been patient with you?
Yes. My mouth is so dry.
You know why it's dry? Partly because you're not telling the truth. That happens when you lie.
It's been like after all morning.
I know, but it can help. It can help that. I mean, it can speed that up or make it more noticeable when you're not being completely honest.
What are they trying to charge me with?
I don't know. I don't know, to be
They
honest.
won't tell me anything. They won't
Well, he's
call my
gonna-
mom.
he's
They
gonna
won't
tell
do
you.
nothing.
He's going to tell you, but you need to start telling the truth completely.
I've told him everything.
But you understand how it looks like you're not telling the truth? You got a man that's been shot and killed, he's laying there, and you have a bunch of drug addicts around him. What would you think if you were a detective and you knew he had money? What would you think? Tell me what you would think. If you were a detective, what would you think?
Probably the same thing that you guys think,
Which is what?
which is that,
You reached in there and you took some of his money, right? After he's laying there dead.
yeah, but I didn't take no money from Phil.
But you can understand how that looks.
Stacy is presented with proof that her DNA was inside of the victim's pocket. Whether a suspect is innocent or guilty, this is a good example of why you should never talk with the police without speaking to a lawyer first. The victim would exchange cash for drugs, so it's possible that the DNA transfer could have occurred during one of these many transactions.
And the reason I show you that is just so you don't think I'm trying to, pull wool over your eyes.
So am I going to jail?
There's a good possibility unless we really figure what is going on here, And what is going on here means the full truth.
I was just wondering where Brandon got the money from, I wanted to see if he was the one that killed my cousin Phil. So I did check and see. And that's how I knew that Brandon did it. Because Brandon didn't have any money. You know what I'm saying?
So you did go into his pocket.
I did, but I
Okay.
didn't take anything. I was just wondering how Brandon got the money.
What if there would have been money in there?
Then-
You would have taken it,
No, I wouldn't have.
Stacy.
I had my own money. I had my own money.
You didn't have as much money as he had.
No, but I wouldn't have took it from my cousin. I don't have to. He gives me anything that I ask for.
Let's go back a little bit, okay? He asked you specifically these questions earlier. He gave you the opportunity to answer those questions. You lied, okay? Now we present this evidence to you, and you tell your version of the truth. Is there really ever enough dope for a drug addict?
I mean, no, but I can get it without hurting anybody.
No, you didn't hurt anybody. We're not
And
saying
I
you
don't
did.
think you knew it was going to go that way.
I did. And I feel bad.
This
I was scared
response out
because
of
I
you.
got these fucking people down the street. They drive past my house every fucking day. They intimidate me. They call my phone. They harass me.
Because you've got yourself in a mess.
Yeah, these are repercussions of a bad situation.
I just, my cousin's gone and
This is, and again, the drug addiction and
can
being
you
on
please give me
drugs.
something to drink?
We'll get you something, okay? The addiction to drugs, once again, has
I've been
led.
trying to get off
I
of
know,
it. I've
it's-
been in my mom's house. I didn't do nothing for 2 days. You guys, look, my arms is even healing up. Remember how bad they was?
Is it easy to quit using drugs?
No, it's
No.
hard.
It
But
is.
I'm tired.
Probably one of the hardest things you ever do.
Like, this is just poison ivy. This isn't drug using, no.
The detectives believe that Stacy and Brandon were out of money and drugs, and their plan was to rob Phil. At some point during the robbery, Phil was shot and killed. The detectives continue talking to Stacy, and for the first time since the interview started, she changes her story.
Because I didn't have no gas money, and Phil always helps me out. So I went down to his house and I asked him if he wanted to buy this shirt or anything because I needed some gas money. He was talking to the on the phone, so he was kind of whispering. He's like, I need a 30 of crack. Why do I have Brandon had a little bit of crack? I didn't know how much you had, so I went out to the car and I got a 30 of crack for Phil. I took it back in there. Phil's wallet. It was in his wallet. It was laying. Because I told you he was sitting like this on the couch and I was sitting on the end. And I handed him his wallet. And he bought the crack and told me that he wanted me to get him a girl. That's when I left. And I told Brandon, I was like, damn, my cousin Phil's doing good. He's got a little bit of money. He's got some nice, he's just got some nice things. He's getting ready to do his house, get his little girl back. I was just proud of him, because that's something that I didn't. So I went riding around for a long time. I even walked around looking for a girl, couldn't find one for him. I even tried to call him. He didn't answer the phone. I barked around at my grandpa's house. And Brandon said, I'll be right back. I'm going down the road for a second. And I said, all right. I didn't think anything about it. Me and Tyler were sitting there because I've taken care of Tyler for a long time because my sister was where I'm at right now. And I never used to be on drugs then. I used to be so pretty young. Everything. And he just wanted me to get clean, and we were sitting there talking for a little while, and the next thing you know, you hear him running up to we heard that big ass boom, like, it was just too close for comfort. And I know that, my cousin Caleb and him play with guns and shit, they all got guns, and it just wasn't right. And that's when I opened up the door, and Phil was laying there dead, and I checked him, and that's how I knew, because his name was gone. So I knew that Brandon had robbed him.
You said you checked him. What do you mean? You said you checked his pulse, didn't have anything, you knew he was
Yeah.
dead, and then you checked him. Is
Yeah,
that when
checked.
you reached into his pocket?
Yeah, to check and see, and I said, that's where you got all that money from, is because you got it from my cousin, because that's how you was going to get your next fix. And
Stacy tells the detectives a similar story, but in this version, she handed the victim his wallet before he died, and then after he was killed, she checked his pockets to see if Brandon had stolen his money. This is a great example of why detectives don't reveal the evidence they have, because a suspect can create a narrative around that evidence.
Just be straight up. When you heard that gunfire, what did you think? Not what you knew, but what gut feeling did you have inside you?
that Brandon done went down there and hurt somebody.
Brandon and who?
Brandon done went down there.
Oh, I
and
thought you
hurt
said Brandon and them. That Brandon. So you knew right then. You had a. You know how sometimes like You don't know for sure, but you get
I
that
just
gut
had
feeling.
a gut feeling that it was like too close for comfort. Like it made me sick.
Almost, because
Like-
when you're that close, especially at night, it's quiet about the city, and gunfire, you can almost like feel it.
Yeah.
Am I right? So going back, you heard the gunfire. At that point, you thought, oh shit, Brandon shot him. And then you go up and you check and you confirm that, what had happened. You know all this stuff. You're back and forth in the scene. You know the police are there. Why didn't you just tell? You could have saved yourself a shit ton of
I
trouble.
did tell him that Brandon shot him that day, didn't I?
Did you?
Didn't I tell you that day?
Like maybe the 10th story?
Yeah,
Yeah. I might go to jail.
I don't know. That's
We I called the prosecutor to let them know that this is the new information that we have, But I'm going to tell you, they're not going to like the fact that it's taken all this to get to this point.
Stacy's admission to searching the victim's pocket is more evidence for the prosecution to argue that she was involved in the plan to steal Phil's money. Even though she claims she didn't pull the trigger, when someone dies during a crime like a robbery, all parties involved are charged with murder. The next step is to get Stacy to admit that there was a plan to rob Phil.
It made it sound like it was a set-up robbery from the get.
No. It was not.
I'm just telling you. I mean, if we're just taking people for their word and everything, maybe it wasn't in your perception, but maybe in his perception of how he got that conversation to go and stuff like that.
There was no conversation.
Well, you guys were all three in the car talking.
Yeah.
About the whole, but he's got money and stuff like that. I mean, you tell the story about, man, I feel good for
us then. Tyler wasn't with us then.
He tells a different tale, and I don't know how he would know to say that the same day that I talked to you. I talked to him, and he tells me. So at some point in the car, there was some conversation about that. But his perception of it was that, you and Brandon were talking about pulling off a robbery on Phil.
Were you guys discussing robbing someone, but maybe not Phil?
No, I didn't have any intentions of robbing anybody. I don't have a heart like that. I earned my money. I don't ever want to rob anybody or anything like that. I don't want to go to jail for something stupid. I don't want anybody to get hurt because I know accidents can happen with shit like that. I didn't say anything to Brandon about robbing my cousin. I would have never let him do that if I knew he was going to go do that. I swear to God. And I just feel so bad. No, that's not an excuse. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me because I could have made my life better and I still can,
But look, here's the way I look at it, okay? First of all, don't beat yourself up over it.
I do every day.
I know.
I look at myself in the mirror, goddamn. I mean, you can go there, print off pictures of me. It's just like,
I know, but I don't look, we're upset for you.
I shouldn't even be in this situation now.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It's all about f***ing dumb. I would have never been around him if I didn't have time to get my dope.
Stacy's confession, along with some video surveillance footage showing her with Brandon, was enough to charge her with aggravated murder. The detectives are about to let Stacy know she is going to jail.
And then
So I'm going to jail right now.
Yeah, and that's if the
I don't have a bond or nothing.
That's if the jail keeps you. They've been doing. They may not even do it because the poison ivy and stuff like that. So I haven't even made that call. I haven't got that far ahead, but something did pop up in my head that I guess I should know or let you know. Is that you remember when I told you Brandon was talking or whatever, and he's putting the murder on you.
I didn't do that. I didn't.
He's saying you shot Brandon or you shot Phil.
No, I didn't. So what am I charged
up till
with?
now. Well, what do you think? Okay, felony murder.
That's what I'm charged with?
Yes.
No!
Yeah.
What? I didn't know! Please, no!
Now, what I can do is if you, Tyler, everybody's completely truthful or whatever, they may be able to use you as a witness.
Oh my God!
But listen,
please, no!
the probable cause to charge
I'm charged with murder?
Yes. It's felony murder.
That's what I'm charged with. Why?
Yes, because that's how the investigation shook out, Stacy.
I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do nothing. My whole life. My kids, I didn't do anything, Massey, please.
Yeah.
Please, man. Can I call my mom? Please.
We can do that.
Please. Oh,
But I'm more concerned about Brandon trying to say that you're
I
the
didn't
one
do it. I swear to God. I swear to God I did. Please. Yes, you don't charge me with that.
Would you take a polygraph?
Yes. Please.
So, like I said,
I
Stacy,
didn't do anything. Does anybody can I please smoke a cigarette?
Do you have any?
No.
I'm not a smoker.
Do they?
I can check around.
Please.
I can check around.
Please.
So, I mean...
Please. I'm charged with felony murder and robbery.
Yes, you are. That's the law.
The law is because he got out of my car and I stayed at my grandparents' house and I didn't know what that man was doing and he went and robbed and killed my cousin. Now I'm charged.
Yeah.
Because I sat at my grandparents' house and went and called the cops.
Yeah, that's not all you did.
Yeah, I did.
Why were you brought in today, Stacy?
I don't know.
You have lied about half-truths this entire
anything.
investigation. And you keep downplaying that, making me look like the bad guy.
No, I'm not
Okay,
making you look
that's
like
not-
the bad guy. I want you to listen to me, Matthew.
DNA came back, and your DNA was in your cousin's pocket, who was found deceased, shot dead, at the threshold of his door. In his own home.
Before sending her to the county jail, the detective let Stacy call her son so she can tell him what had happened.
So
she's willing to get a polygraph test, though, right?
That's what she tells me. I mean, I'll let you ask her. I mean,
Yeah.
So what, Mom, nigga? If you do this, bro, you better pass, nigga. Because if I gotta spend this money on a lawyer and you're guilty, I'm gonna be pissed the off.
James, I didn't do it, man.
Alright, so listen, tell him you want a polygraph test, tell him you want a lie detector's test, I'll pay for it. I'll buy you a lawyer to represent you in court, but bruh, we better come out on top or I'm gonna be pissed off because I'm about to spend a lot of money, Mom.
James, I didn't do it. I swear to God, on your
Alright, so
dad.
listen, stop crying, nigga. You can't sit in jail forever, bud. If you take some other just sit in there, nigga, till you go to court, tell him you want a polygraph test, and tell him you don't want to talk to nobody else without your lawyer, and I'm about to go get you one.
What do you mean I'm not going to sit in jail forever? I'm going to be in jail for a year.
Tell him you want a polygraph test. You'll take your polygraph test, nigga. You'll come out. If you didn't do it, Mom, when you take this test, they ain't got no choice but to let you go if you pass it.
That's a lie. Is it or is it not?
that's up to the prosecutor. But I would say that certainly, goes in your favor. I mean, it's better. Here's the thing.
I should be a witness in this case.
But
I was
Stacy,
at my house.
Stacy,
so.
all of your lies have bit you in the ass because
I was
of
under
true
the influence,
evidence.
though. But did you put that though?
But Stacy, does the law care if you're under the influence or not?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
You know that, though,
Finish up talking to
Massey.
James. Okay. Because
Mom, stop arguing with him and listen.
I'm not arguing with him, James, but I was under the influence that day, dude. I was so up, and he knows it.
You need to take that polygraph test, Mom.
I know.
You're gonna get out. Didn't nobody do this to you but yourself, Mom, because you hang around with crackheads.
Stacy was arraigned for her charges the following day. After spending nearly 2 years in county jail awaiting her trial for murder, Stacy asked to speak with the detective again.
Oh, I'm just telling you the truth. That's all I got to tell you. I don't know where a gun is, Massey. He said something about you asked, or the prosecutor asked me if I knew where a gun was. If I knew where the gun was, I'd have gave it to you guys a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's just one of the layers to figuring that stuff out. I mean, why now do you want to talk about this?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Okay. Well, I'll just kind of let you explain.
I tried to kite you a while back ago, like I
Okay.
told you, and you didn't get the kite, because I would have told you a long time ago.
Okay.
This is what happened. Me, Brandon, and Tyler was sitting in the car. Me and Tyler was talking about how much money that Phil had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just not a plan or anything like that, just casually talking about how much money Phil had.
Mhm.
Okay, Brandon took it upon himself to get out the car and went down there. I didn't even know he was going to Phil's house. He just said that he was going to go grab something. He'd be right back. Okay, so I waited for him to come back, and he's like, "I didn't mean to shoot him. The gun went off." "You didn't mean to shoot who?" "I didn't mean to shoot Phil." Well, I immediately made Tyler get out the car. I turned the car around and went down there. I parked halfway down the street because Brandon wouldn't let me go all the way up there. I went in the house, and there was Phil laying on the gang. I tried to give him CPR to save his life, but it was already too late. He was already dead. So, I stole his money.
How did you end up meeting up with Brandon?
Man, I really can't remember how I wanted some dope. And
Okay.
Brandon was the key to get it, the good stuff. He's the one that knew where to get the good shit at. So that's how I
And how do you know that? Like, how long before that had you and Brandon been hanging out?
Well, I wasn't hanging out with him. My cousin and them was hanging out with him, and that's how they knew.
And who's your cousin?
Mindy and Bobby. That's how they knew where to get the good stuff, but they wasn't around, so he was the next step to be able to get it.
So normally you'd get your dope through Mindy or Bobby, and since they weren't at your disposal at that particular time, that's how you reach out to Brandon. How do you reach out to Brandon?
I think I call his cell phone.
Once you pick him up, what do you remember as far as what you guys did from there?
We just went and got high and just
Do you remember where you got high at?
No, we got high at my mom's house in the bathroom once.
Okay.
We did a couple shots that night, so I can't really remember where all we did them at, but I remember.
And shots of heroin or fentanyl? Oh, so both of you were under the influence of fentanyl that night.
Yeah.
And then take me through the night from there.
And crack. We had crack too. It was under the use of crack too.
Okay.
Because Brandon had crack and I had Xanaxes.
Okay. So you're bad off at that. Okay.
So me and Tyler was talking, well, all three of us, because Brandon was sitting there too, but Brandon really never said anything. He was just listening in on mine and Tyler's conversation. Well, we was talking about how much money Phil had, and the next thing you know, Brandon says he's going to go down the street and grab something. He'll be right back. Well, I thought he was going to go grab some more crack because I thought all the crack was gone. Okay, so he goes down the street. He's gone for about 15, 20 minutes. I hear a boom, like a big ass gunshot ricocheted my soul. It was so loud. I mean, this gunshot was so loud, it sounded like a bomb. Here he comes running to my car. He said, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to shoot him. The gun, he tried to take the gun and it went off. I said, you didn't mean to shoot who? He said, I didn't mean to shoot Phil. Well, what was you at Phil's house for? You don't know Phil. I was telling him how much money Phil had, and he said he was going to go down there and rob him.
Okay.
So Brandon goes down there and tries to rob Phil. Phil puts up a fight.
Okay.
Is the understanding that he told me.
That who told you?
Brandon.
Okay.
So Phil puts up a fight. I guess Brandon had a gun. I know Brandon had a gun. I seen him with it.
When was the first time you saw this gun with Brandon?
Probably like the day before that.
Okay. And what did he say about it? I mean, is it something like he's showing off to you? I mean,
He's showing it off to everybody.
Okay. And what's it look like?
It was black and silver.
Okay. And anything distinct about it?
I had an extended clip.
So you come back to the car, and you're the one that brings up, Phil's got a lot of money or whatever. Brandon responds, I'm going to go rob him.
Yeah. And
Because you knew he was going to Phil's at that point, because he says, I'm going to go rob Phil, and then gets out of the car.
He says he's going to go rob Phil, and then he says, I'm going to go grab something. I'll be right back. But I knew. But I didn't think that he was going to kill Phil.
As if the case against Stacy wasn't strong enough, she seals the deal by admitting to telling Brandon that Phil had money. She also knew that Brandon's intentions were to rob Phil. Stacy thinks that just because she didn't know Brandon was going to take a life, she isn't just as guilty as he is.
So you think it's just going to be Phil's an easy target. Phil's not going to put up a fight, and it's going to be $500. You guys can get high some more, and that's it. You're not really thinking that, I guess you're not thinking about the repercussions of if Phil did fight or anything like that.
Oh, it's just up.
And then what happens?
So Brandon comes running back to the car. He says, I didn't mean to shoot him. The gun went off. I said,
What's his demeanor like?
He's out of breath. He's shaking up. He's shaking.
Okay.
The last thing the detectives need for Stacy to admit is that she told Brandon that Phil had money because she wanted him to rob Phil. This admission will mean that Stacy was a part of the plan to commit the felony, which resulted in a life being taken.
You're still telling me that you bring that up because you're proud of him. I think that's complete and utter bullshit. I'll be honest with you. You say that you want to come here and be honest, and I'm just going to be honest with you, Stacy. I know how the streets work. I've been out in the streets for 11 years now, working the street and just knowing, the mindset of somebody that's just on a big fiend, and I just don't buy it.
I told you that so you go rob me.
Tell me the truth about how that conversation's brought up then.
I was talking to Tyler about how I was proud of Phil at first, talking about that, and Brandon's like, I can get down there and rob you, and I was like, no, I don't. I can get anything I want from Phil. I'd just rather not do that. And then the night just kept going on and on. We sat in front of my grandparents' house for about an hour, and finally I just said, fuck it. Telling Brandon how much money Phil had, and I wonder if I can go down there and get some more money from him. He was like, well, I'll just go down there and rob you.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, cool. As long as you don't hurt him, I don't care. So.
You go through his house?
I didn't go through his house.
Did you take anything else?
I took a jersey.
Okay, what kind of jersey?
I don't know what kind it was.
There's video of that red car going this way towards York Street on Pleasant, speeding.
That had to have been Brandon. I never went back to that car after I called the police for Brandon, or for Phil. I never did. I never went back. I went in Phil's house multiple times stealing things.
Okay. And that all went to your purse?
Yep.
Right.
Before sending Stacy back to jail, the detective asks her to relive the day Brandon was arrested. On that day, both Stacy and Brandon were inside of her home when the marshals knocked on the front door.
Oh my God, when they start knocking on the door, he's like, oh my God, tell them I'm not here, tell them I'm not here. I said, I can't do that. I said, I can't have them knocking Gary's door off the hinges and shit like that. I'll get through out of here and I ain't got nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you guys came in and got him.
Well, there was some time that passed. So there's a lot more going on inside the house.
Well, he ran upstairs. You want everything?
Yeah.
He ran upstairs.
What? Don't play me, Stacy. You know that you wanted to come over here and you wanted to give all. All right, do it.
Okay. So inside the house, you guys are pounding on the door. It takes us a minute. I'm trying to do my shot or whatever. Brandon knows it's you guys. He looks on the camera.
Do you think you're getting arrested that day?
Yes.
Okay. So you're doing the shot just to get one last high.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He's hiding in the attic.
Okay. Do you help him get up in the attic? Is it an easy process or?
Pull the thing down to the ceiling and it's got steps where you walk up.
Okay. He gets up there. Do you push it back up?
No, he pulled it up.
He pulls it up. Okay. Then what happens?
And then I continue to do my shot, and then I get downstairs and I answer the door for him with the towel wrapped around me, acting like I was in the shower.
Then what happens?
He gets arrested.
Okay. Is there anything else hidden in the house that he left behind or anything like that now that to this day I didn't get?
No.
So everything that I got that day was everything that he would have had or brought with him to the house.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I look back and read through all of this, and I'm sure you've read it too. I mean, it's...
No, I ain't gotten a discovery yet.
You haven't?
Nope.
In 2 years?
Ain't got it. I'm serious. I promise you I ain't got it. And I was doing three-way calls with Brandon too.
Okay, tell me about that.
More or less he said that if I didn't testify against him, that he would tell you guys that I didn't have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nothing to do with Phil's murder.
Mm-hmm.
I did steal his money after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted you guys to know the part that I played in it, because I'm not trying to go and do life for my cousin's murder that I never committed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guilty of aggravated robbery.
Okay.
I deserve to do 11 years.
Okay. But that's not what I'm getting at, okay? I'm trying to explain to you how aggravated robbery gets to the murder, okay? When you're in the commission or you're an accomplice in a crime that's as serious as aggravated robbery or whatever, and it turns to murder, there's a statute for a felony murder, okay? Not once have I ever accused you of pulling the trigger on Bill and physically killing your cousin.
So I could still be charged with felony murder because I knew that he was going to go robbing.
Yeah, and you were actively a part of that plan. That's how the law is written to where
So
we're
what do I
at.
do to help myself?
Are you willing to testify against Brandon?
Yep.
I guess that's our starting point to figure out what it is that your attorney and a prosecutor works out.
And I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna tell the truth.
So despite all the lies that you told early on, the one thing that you've been consistent on is Brandon ran back to that car,
Bring her back to the car.
freaking out, saying that the gun went off.
Yep.
Not saying that he intentionally killed this man. His intention wasn't to just go over there, execute him, and walk back to the car. That did not happen. Is that correct?
Right. Phil put up a fight.
He wanted to go get his money. He had a gun in hand, and whatever happened, Phil's in his own house.
And lost his life.
I want to get down to what the truth is. If I was to take you over for a polygraph, what you're saying is everything that you're telling me today
It's the truth.
is the right hand of God,
Yep.
God's honest truth.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I can ask for. All right, would you be willing to do that?
No.
And would you pass?
Hopefully, yeah.
That's not what I want to hear.
Yes,
I want to hear somebody that, without a doubt,
everything I'm telling you is the truth.
is there something that you're not telling me that would make you think that you would fail? Like, there's obviously a reason you say hopefully. Like, what is it that we haven't talked about?
I just don't want nobody else to get in trouble. Is there any way I can get him immunity or anything? He didn't do anything. Tyler knows where the gun is
Okay, how?
because Brandon gave it to him
When?
after he shot Phil. That's the truth. That's what I've been wanting to tell you, but I just don't
Is it
want,
around?
I just don't want Tyler to get in trouble.
I get it. Is that the reason they went to the river?
I don't know. Because when I see if I knew where that gun was, I'd tell you God's honest truth. I'm telling you the truth today because I need help. Like, I'm not trying to spend the rest of my life in prison.
In the end, Stacy would accept a plea deal, and she was sentenced to 11 years in prison. She is currently serving out her sentence at a women's prison in Ohio, and she is currently looking for any pen pals. Brandon would also accept a plea deal, and he was sentenced to 23 years in prison for manslaughter. Do you believe they received the sentences they deserved? Why or why not? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.